Good Monday. Good to see y'all. Listen, y'all. If y'all don't know, this is TFG Tonight, and I'm your host, Mr. Haynes. And this is the best morning show that you can watch at night. Y'all listen, that's Devin, that's Lee, and that's Kenny.
I'm trying to be nice.
Black said we got two Americans.
Say to my brother Black, man, I think you could be a preacher. I ain't never heard somebody that use a curse word and then read a scripture right after.
So let me state for the record, I am a misogynist. You know,
I like to call it, Doc. He's
and I'm a chauvinist as well. Anybody who knows me knows that.
That's right.
Now I can go back to minding my own business. Either that boy is Benjamin Button or somebody lying.
And listen, and that boy may be mentally 12, but he's 34.
You bad boy, you don't do it again.
I'll let Black articulate a little bit better than that.
Nope.
Okay.
Never mind.
It's good for the soul. It's like medicine, right?
Yeah, for real.
That's all I gotta say. I wish I had one of them applause buttons to, like it.
Good morning, y'all. Happy Monday.
What up? What up, y'all? Y'all doing all right? It's a Monday, and y'all know what time it is. I am in the building, and the family's in the building, and there is stuff to talk about because fools just gonna keep being fools in this country. I just heard somebody say America is trash, and I guess she's right. But I guess we're going to take the trash out today. Is that all right? It's Good Monday to see y'all. I'm excited that y'all are ready to see us in all of our glory. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to introduce to some and present to others the family. Ma'am, would you bring the family on? Sir, gentlemen, madam.
What up?
She's back. She's back, y'all. Ain't no more glory behind us. That's what she do. I know. That's okay. We'll try to cheer you up today. We got some things to talk about. May tickle your feather a little bit or something, right? Going on. All right. Hey, Miss Demi J. Good to see you. You doing all right?
Up, Miss Demi J.
Thank you so much. Yes. All right. Well, listen, y'all, we're not going to play around because I ain't in charge today, so they may try to cut me off a little early, so I ain't going to mess around today. Y'all, let's just go ahead and get started. We got a lot of follow. Yes. The NBA All-Star game was this weekend. I didn't watch. I actually forgot. What's up, man? Good to see you. She
what
was
up, real estate
in
design?
Dubai for the Beyonce performance. Oh, no, that was late.
I was there in spirit.
She was there in spirit. Okay. Yeah. So now, okay. So yeah. Okay. So Kenny, you watched? I didn't even watch this. I mean, I literally forgot that it was going on, man. So I didn't. So okay. I guess. Well, Kenny, let us know what happened, and I'll talk. Let's talk about a couple things. At least I saw, right? So
well, the actual All-Star game last night, you didn't miss anything. I peeked in at that. It ended up. Team Giannis beat Team LeBron 185 to 174. Jason Tatum won the Kobe Bryant All-Star Game MVP. He went for a double nickel. He scored 55 points, the most points ever scored in an All-Star game. Anthony Davis had went for 52 back in 2017. So that was the All-Star game. Again,
but is that something when it's just like a shoot around?
It's basically, it's just basically, you freelancing. It ain't nobody playing defense. Nobody trying to get hurt. They just throwing lobs and all that kind of stuff. So I stopped watching the All-Star game probably 10 years ago. I just peeked in at it last night because there wasn't really nothing else on anyway. So
yeah, Demi say she watched. Okay, man.
Okay.
Well, then, Demi, what you think about it? Hey, Miss Toria.
Hey, what's up, Miss Toria?
Hey, yeah. That's the YouTube. So okay, so Black, you watch it?
I did watch it because, like Kenny said, wasn't anything else on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now the slam dunk contest. Now the Saturday night festivities was pretty well. The 3-point contest and the slam dunk contest was pretty entertaining.
Oh, okay. So let's talk about that. So I didn't see none. So I think Damian Lillard won.
Yeah, he won a 3-point contest.
Mm-hmm. Now what place did Luka come in? Did Kyrie shoot?
Luka wasn't in a 3-point contest.
But Kyrie.
Kyrie wasn't in a 3-point contest either. No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So okay. I guess I think I guess the only thing I cared to talk about was little Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, Mac McClung. Hey, that statement, white men can't jump. He definitely killed that stereotype Saturday night. But again, I picked him to win it. Y'all can go to my
You
page and see it,
did.
because you know why I picked him, because I actually scrolled up on some footage of him from high school about 6 months ago, and I was like, who is this white boy right here with this funk? And I call him
So
white boy. Yeah, he's real. He's a real deal when it comes to dunking. Yeah,
I know, Miss Toria. I don't think nobody listen. I don't think we care. Like, we don't care about the NFL, Pro Bowl, and nobody cares about this stuff no more.
Nah.
Go ahead, Blake.
But therein lies why it's a problem for me. And I like what Kevin Durant said. You know, that it used to mean something to be an all-star. You know, to hear you, the sports guy, say that you stopped watching it for 10 years, what does that say?
Yeah.
And so that this no-name guy from the G League won, taking nothing away from him, but in our generation, all of us sitting here, there was a time when we looked forward to it because the biggest names was going to compete in every contest, and it truly meant something to be an all-star. Where now we're tuning in, and it's become this conflagration of C-level entertainers. We don't even in the celebrity all-star game, you don't see Chris Brown in it anymore. You see C-level entertainers. I felt almost ashamed to see Janelle Monáe out there embarrassing herself. And then you get, you know, Damian Lillard was the biggest name in the three-point shooting contest, and nobody won. Meanwhile, LeBron can still dunk in 20 years. Jay Morant, the most exciting person in the league, dunking. So it's taken away from the idea of being an all-star. And if they don't watch it, they're damaging their product. And then we hate to bring race into it, but let's keep it real. We're taking for granted a game that has been ours for so long. And if we don't watch it, the appropriation of the game going to be snatched from underneath us. And then we'll be sitting there knowing that we did it to ourselves. Be careful, people.
And you're right, Black. Let me say this though: these guys, let me say this. If y'all don't know this, but they care more about their brand than they care about basketball.
Right.
So if they get in these contests, especially LeBron James has never competed in a slam dunk contest.
No,
but
and John
Jordan and Dominique Wilkins and all them, right? See, these guys care more about their brand than they care about the game. So,
and that's why generation makes a difference, right? Because Mike built the house that LeBron calls himself king in. Exactly. All right, I ain't gonna get started, but so that's fine. You can call yourself king, Solomon, but David still built it. So.
Hello.
Okay.
Hello.
All right. Sister, I don't think you even care nothing about none of this, right?
I literally just watched the beginning of it. I just wanted to see the introduction of the players because I just thought that was cool to see them all kind of on the stage at the same time with all the little hip hop music playing in the background. But as far as, I don't think it's a serious game, so I don't take it. So it wasn't like that big a deal to me. It wasn't like I got to see all these all-stars playing each other because that could have been a heck of a game, right? But that's not what they did. It's just they just out there. To be honest,
they more friends. Yeah, they more friends now than they were opponents.
Correct. It's buddy.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So they all trying to figure out how to beat the man, and I get it. Fine, do your thing, but it's doing damage to the sport that we all grew to love. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, I ain't mad at y'all hustle, but I just call a spade what a spade is. You know what I'm saying? That's why we not watching, because it's not what it was. What we fell in love.
And I want to add one last element.
I did hear half the crowd boo Kyrie when he came out, though.
That was to be expected. But I want to add one last element, and don't get lost on the fact that the game took place in Utah.
I was going to mention that.
A dry county, and Charles Barkley and Shaq made a reference to the fact that you can't smoke, you can't drink. This is Mormon country.
Yep. Wow. I didn't even think about that. That's funny. Yeah. Okay, I want to say one more thing, and I was so annoyed with the halftime show.
Oh, I didn't even stick around for that, so I don't even know what was going on with that.
Man, what you say, Tori? Back in the day, played and battled hard.
Yep.
Now, yeah, exactly. That's it.
Yeah,
That's
it's just
it.
showboating. That's it.
That's
Yeah.
it. And so here it is for me, man. This halftime show was this funny. You give an African concert in Utah. Let's go write that story, right? I didn't even know none of these people, but they were all supposed to be from Africa. I didn't get it. I don't
Well,
know.
it was Black History Month. I guess that's what they was kind of trying to play. You know, the NBA tries to play off of that more so than any of the other professional sports. So that's why it was.
Craig, the All-Star game. What's up, man? Is a overhyped. Yeah, that's all, man. So that's why nobody's watching that or the Pro Bowl. So hey, my son watched it, and again, this is what y'all doing to the kids, and we can move on. My son, he won't practice dribbling, but he keep trying to shoot from half court.
Yeah. That's a Stephen Curry effect right there.
Yep.
I'm just saying, he 8, dude. Learn how to dribble that ball before you be sitting on that bench. Because the moment you jack up that half court shot, you won't see the court again.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. So. Yeah. All right. Anyway, well, that's the All-Star game, I guess. All right, man. Where we at next? Follow-ups. We do have a few of them. I guess let's start with the Scorpion Gang, or 2 Live Crew, or whoever we gonna call them. So the prosecutor, they indicted them, and they all pled not guilty. I'm not sure why. I mean, first of all, you ain't the boys that beat Rodney King, so they definitely see what you did on video. That ain't gonna fly. Number 2, I think they fired like 8 more people.
I think so. Yeah,
some paramedics and some. I think it was
the fire department. Some with the fire department too. Yeah,
it's a lot of mess going on out here, man. And Black, I'm with you. Like whatever that the chief of police, whatever she stood up for at the beginning, yeah, that was a little bit too premature, because apparently there's more to this story. And again, like you said, some of the guys were sending videos of the beating, and they were again gloating about it to not even people that were in the police department.
Yep.
Right.
So Kenny, I know rumors are not good, but they a lot of times have a little bit of the skin of the truth in it.
Well, you know what's that saying? Where there's smoke, there's fire. So,
right.
A lot of times where there's smoke, that this particular gang, I call them a gang. They've had some situations that the people of Memphis has complained about, and the chief of police and those in upper management they fell on deaf ears. Again, that one particular cop, I can't remember his last name, but this guy has been he's been known to beat up black men. I forgot which one it was, but I can't remember his last name. But so there's a history. These guys, this wasn't their first rodeo. They've been beating up black men and black people in the hood. So and I was surprised they said not guilty. That's procedure. Of course they're gonna plead not guilty. But so now we got to go through the whole process of the court system and let it all play out. So I wasn't shocked that they all played not guilty.
Yeah. Devin, Black, have y'all heard anything more to the story?
But for them to plead not guilty, like he said, that's to be expected, because nobody wants to go for that particular charge. I think they all know they're going to be punished in some way, shape, or form. They just don't want the harsh punishment that comes with what they're charged with. Yeah, we're gonna see about this. Toria says, plus cases will have to be reopened because of you're right. They also have 3 civil suits against that squad. At the big family press conference, one of the young men they beat up was there. It's gonna take a while, but it ain't gonna look the same. So another follow-up is HBCUs have had a surge in enrollments. What'd you say, Demi, for them to act the way they did, which wasn't the first time? They never feared any consequences. That's right.
That's how
because
they
were back. Yeah, they were backed by a big brother. So of course, that's they cheating the game. You take that badge off, I guarantee it won't be the same out there in the streets then.
Exactly.
So,
Yeah, it's a fair fight now. Yeah, it's all
Right.
fair now.
Yeah. So again, so a nationwide surge. Two questions I want to ask y'all. Do y'all think it's all black people that has enrolled into these HBCUs? I know. Do we feel some type of way about white people enrolling to HBCUs? I know it's a weird question. Yeah,
I don't. The second question, I don't. No, I don't feel some type of way about them. Me personally.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I also don't think it's all black. It's still predominantly black people doing it. This is Black History Month. You know, there's been a concerted effort pushing towards that. Stephen A. Smith has been instrumental in working the circuit. I actually think it's a good thing. This is kind of going back to the Deion Sanders situation. Story that I said where the potential to do a lot of good. You brought a lot of attention to HBCUs. Young Americans reckon the racism that permeates through America, it's from your 45 and up. That's that generation that there's people. Joe Biden, let's call it what it is. He's from a time when he can jump on my fat black back and say, "Igga, take me down the street." The younger Americans, they have more commonality, between them than ever before. They eat the same foods, listen to the same music, dress alike. They don't shower. Their pants are sagging off their ass all the same. And so, these young Americans, there's some wiggers out there that's their black card is thicker than mine.
Yeah.
Yikes. Okay, so Victoria said that's why we need the George Floyd bill passed. I agree. Craig said white folks have been enrolling into HBCUs for a while now.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Okay. I say, sister, do you have a problem seeing Carrie come and want to be on the cheerleading team?
Well, now I do have a problem with white girls on the cheer squad, but I'm sorry, that's just me discriminatory because let's just be honest. One of the things HBCUs is known for is for their drill team and the cheerleaders and the band getting down like no other. And we're not finna white girl it up. I mean, if you can hold a tune and you can, maybe, but you're not finna mess up that that tradition of us putting it down. You can't. Now, Black, I don't know what you can say to me. Predominantly white drill teams, and it's like night and day. I don't know what.
You my beautiful black sister, and I love you to death, and they ain't got nothing on you, on you. But I gotta tell you, the white girls of 2023 ain't built like the white girls was in 1983. These white girls packing. I'm gonna tell you now, they might not have no soul. They might get and all of them dance alike, but they wagging that ass. Them white girls is wagging that ass.
My goodness. Let's jump Victoria.
Today you can buy ass on Main Street, but what can you do with it when we put you out there where it's time to shake something? That's what I'm talking about. When it's time to move and keep a beat. I'm just saying, don't make us look bad. That's all I'm saying. But as far as white people enrolling, as far as in the HBCUs, I love that because the more people you have enrolled, the more notoriety and the more funding that we get, and maybe they can get rid of some of them damn roaches and mold. If we get enrolled and pay, and pay school fees. I'm just saying, my poor daughter, she interracial, and some, and for a while, I told her it's just certain things you can't do because show up, and when she got a little older, mama side showed up and she could participate, but you're not finna get out there and make me look bad. That's all I'm saying.
What? Craig said I saw where a white guy was leading the marching band.
Oh no, that's blasphemy. That's blasphemy right there. Now I didn't know that was gonna be. So we got Joey leading the marching bands now, huh? Okay.
Wow. I saw it. That wasn't Joey. That was your mom. That was not Joe.
That was Jamal.
You trying to say he albino? Listen,
He's very black. That was Jamal. I'm sorry.
you crazy. Somebody he albino. Guess up. So Real Estate Insider said, are HBCUs still needed, or is it now a way to segregate or divide? I don't think white people care like that. They don't even look at it like that.
No, they care.
You think so?
Oh God, yes, they care.
Why?
And that's what I'm gonna be talking about in my segment. Actually, they care. They care more than ever. Yes, they care.
Vanilla Funk did his thing at Jackson State. I don't even know who is with. Oh, Chris said his name is Brad.
well, and to answer the Real Estate Insider, are they still needed? Yes, most definitely. Because if you look at the public education in colleges and universities, you got the governor down there in Florida. DeSantis is trying to outrule. You can't teach real black history. You got these school districts taking our history out of schools. So guess where we got to get our history? We need to go. We need to send our kids to HBCUs so they can learn their history, or you teach them in school. Because again, these school districts are trying to take away the real history and teach our children their history and where they come from. So yeah, which
to add to Brother Kenny's thing, they're trying to whitewash even HBCUs because they're okay with infiltrating HBCUs so that they can look more traditional. But they ain't gonna let your black ass infiltrate too deep in those Ivy League schools. They're going to marginalize you, and they're even rewriting and changing history to keep you on the outskirts and outliers. And so they care, but not in a way you think. They're okay with it.
Right.
Okay. And so I hear you, and I think that's a conversation for another day. So I think we will talk about that here in the near future. So that's good. I got one more thing before we before we leave the follow up, and that's Governor Abbott. He did his State of the State Union address, and so now he wants to stop diversity hiring into the workplace. So he wants people to be hired for their capabilities instead of using diversity to hire through diversity. Well, I know we tried to do that, and I think we called it what did we have to pass in order to get people to be affirmative action? Hello, dumb. That's what we had to do, right? We had to use affirmative action because you clowns wouldn't hire people because of their abilities, but because they were black. Right. So all of a sudden, here we go again. This is the dog chasing his tail. Are we dividing because of HBCUs? Is he now coming back and saying, well, we need to hire people based on their abilities instead of just trying to fit diversity in? Y'all, we are about to implode. That's the country, man.
So I'll say this.
Yeah.
And simply put, on its face value, he's right. So in a perfect world, that would make sense. Except a sister did a viral video which highlighted that only works except that in the game, if life was Monopoly, and the way she put it, that if you pass go for 400 times, and every time you pass go, they pulled you back, and every time you bought Park Place, and Boardwalk, they took it away from you. So first, even the game. Let's even the game. So on an equal playing field, yes, that would make sense, you dumbass. Right. But in real life, when they have had a 400-year head start on us, and we're still marginalized to the point where ding, 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 all things not being equal, it's easy for you to say that. You know what I'm saying? But my thing is, when old Orange Agent got out of office and it highlighted how many still poor trailer trash is out there, now they want to try to drag them up because you promised them you was going to drag them in from the coal mines. Come on, people.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I listen. I know. I can see the writing on the wall when it comes to what he's trying to do. I don't know what it's going to take for us to. I'm not even saying we're not woke or we're not waking up, but we're going to get into the voting game and like get rid of these people, or we're gonna get railroad, y'all.
I think he just knows that with people like DeSantis, those shock statements is what makes people, migrate to you, and that's what gets some attention because it worked for Cheeto. You know what I'm saying? I can't stand Hot Wheels, and I think he's noticed that he's in the background because of old DeSantis, who I also call Castro. So now he has to start saying these things that bring like shock value. You know what I'm saying? Because it's almost election season. But let's be honest, if we hired people based on their credentials and what they were capable of, there were a lot of people above us who wouldn't be in the positions that they are. So we know that there's not an even playing field, and there never would be, because if we were to write down just in my corporate life and division in the world that I'm in, if you wrote down all of our credentials and who's here, it wouldn't make sense to you. None of it makes sense to you. I have a coworker, just to kind of go off from India, who moved here, and she got all this education, all these credentials, all this experience, and she sat in my office with me and she cried. And she was like, I thought it would be different when I moved here. And I was like, sorry. Like, I don't know
right. Y'all know what to tell you. Yeah.
That's how it works.
There's more room on this bench for you. You know, that's funny that you say that. And I'll make a suggestion to Sir No Legs. If you're gonna do that, then let's don't grandfather the dummies in. Let's go back and clean house. And if you're not qualified for the position you're in, then move them out and put the one that's supposed to be in there. And then y'all see that the Americans gonna look like exchange students over here.
Yeah, pretty much.
Because all the people from the other side is gonna now be leading, and all that good old boy and good old girl stuff is gonna go out the window now. Go ahead, Black.
Oh, and again, I'm not going down any rabbit holes, but Miss Brittany asked the best question that needs to be plastered on every platform, every medium you could ever think of. She says, with blacks only making up 13% of the country, mathematically, that's not going to work. So I just gave the example of the monopoly.
Sure.
So how can a minority actually win at this game? Because let's keep it real. We're never going to overtake them in politics, and mathematically, they just outnumber us. I give people an example all the time, and we're only in about 12, 13, 14 states, maybe, to make it up. So Marla Daniels, a fictional character from The Wire, she said, you can't lose if you don't play the game. What really needs to happen, quiet as kept, African Americans need to divest inside of this country. We are a people that constantly, we're the most appropriated culture on the face of the planet. And if we just woke up and realized our contributions and divested while we live right in, no, we ain't going back to no goddamn Africa, because we built this country.
Yeah,
we can divest and live right here, but took culture back for ourselves. Let's see you run the country without African Americans. Let's see you run the NFL, NBA, football, business, banks, whatever. But we're too caught up in trying to share and open those doors wide and being caught up on fame and other designers, when we're the true inventors. We're the only people we're the only culture that's still innovative on this freaking planet.
I think we don't recognize. Have something to say about that one.
Who?
The Asians.
And they stealing from us, damn it, too.
Well, we shoot the balloons down now, right? So they can't. No. Okay, I'm just messing. Craig says that's what they call blowing the dog whistle to the Caucasian persuasion.
Yeah.
I hear you, man. All right, well, let's keep it moving, because unfortunately, as much as I appreciate our black people and how Black had a great thought, I mean, these are the people that we're trying to divest with. So here's classism at its best. Jalen Rose, he's an analyst on ESPN now. He's still there. He's a former Michigan Wolverine, the Fab Five, and he played with multiple NBA teams. But there was a quote, and again, I'm taking it tongue in cheek, but yet and still it has some classism in it that I just felt kind of interesting. That he says that the minimum you are supposed to spend for a quality barber is $100. So many guys and people out there think y'all gonna show up and get a fly haircut for $35. Ah, that is so tone deaf, dude. But yet and still, it is where he is, right? I just want to ask y'all. I now both of y'all probably shave your own head. You know what I'm saying? I'm still right, but and sister, I don't know who do your hair, but I mean, what y'all think an average cut is now? Just in our middle upper class society. What y'all think?
See, 3 years ago, I paid $25 for my son haircut.
3 years ago?
3 years ago. I haven't had to get his haircut for him for like 3 years.
Okay.
Like
$25. Yeah, you right. What y'all think we at now?
No, he's right. Last time I worked in the office 3 years ago, and guys with hair, that's about normal because for a quality haircut, you're paying $40 to $50, and then they're tipping. So now he's rich. Let's keep it.
Right.
But even the guys I know, it's common for them to get a haircut on a weekly basis and spend anywhere from $40 to $75 to get a haircut. The absurdity of this to me, though, it's not the amount. It's not the cost. You know, it's an absurd number anyway. But it's what are you doing it for? What
booty.
I got?
What you mean? Booty?
I wish that you're right. But booty for who? But booty for who? Because you're the requisite female on here. One thing I've always maintained when I look at Instagram, Snapchat video, women who post the pictures and they make sure that they look slim, they're doing it for other women. You know, they don't give a damn about what we think about what in reality. They're doing it for the likes for the women. Oh, girl, I saw you look good. So it behooves me that when I look at the Jalen who get fresh cuts, and I live in the gay black capital of the world now. So, Devin, you're right. Who are you trying to attract with the $40, $50, $60, $70 haircut? You know, who?
Each other. Y'all are the same as women. Just like
I agree.
We care what y'all think, but not really.
I agree.
If a man
I agree.
make up a hair.
I'm glad you said that.
But if a woman said, I'd be like, "Oh, you don't like that? Let me quit wearing that color." You know what I'm saying? And I don't like coochie. So I think men do it for the same.
I agree. And that's why I'm a dinosaur. I am a Neanderthal.
His booty hanging out his pants. That looks ugly. So that's clearly for dudes.
I agree.
Wait a minute. Am I hearing this conversation correctly?
I agree with 1,000%. I agree 1,000%. Look at the All-Star game just right there. They're dressing up for each other. Look at me, what I got on. It's more people. What we know of as gay and straight, throw that out your mind. Throw that out your mind. People like what they like when they like it. There's a lot of guys walking around here right now with the crispy haircuts, and clean as all get out and masculine. And when the sun go down, their legs go far back behind their neck as they can get them.
Where did we go?
Wow! I thought we were talking about haircut. Now we didn't went to.
I wasn't going to go there because I was only saying my question was going to be, well, why? Who are you doing it for? Who are you getting a $50 haircut for?
Okay, Devin and Black, y'all get off the bus. Y'all driving. Y'all done took us all the way to the country. Get back in the back of the bus. We were talking about that.
Yeah, boy, God, dog, boy.
Wow. Thank you, Debbie. Somebody got to bring us back. Oh, Kenny, not booty, but hair.
Definitely about hair. But to get back to Jalen Rose, back to you when you opened it up, Brenton. I think this is a severe case of out of touch. Classism. There's no way in hell, even if I had Jalen Rose money, I'm paying $100 for a doggone haircut. I don't give it. To me, that's being fiscally irresponsible. I think I can get a fresh cut for $35, and then you disrespecting the barbers that's only charging $35. In my opinion,
But he's not lying. Even amongst common folks, not $100 maybe, because again he's rich. But even if you take the booty element out of it,
Please.
men, even if you take that element out of it, this generation, on a real note, they care more about their appearance than women do.
Oh, see, now that's a whole different conversation.
So
No,
he's
wait,
right
wait.
in terms of what haircut costs. I live in a grocery store because that's where I hunt holes at, in a grocery store. You look in shopping carts, you don't see feminine products and stuff like that in there.
What aisle to be on, Doc?
I run through all the different aisles hunting them holes down. Absolutely. That's my hunting ground. Absolutely. But men care about their appearance more. Men spend more time on their hairlines, their eyebrows, how they dress, how they look. This generation, it matters. It matters how they look.
Jalen Rose is at this generation. He's like mid
and that's
to late
why I
40s.
said not $100, but he's accurate in a sense that what we would pay for a haircut, that's antiquated. It is acceptable now to spend that kind of money on a haircut.
But this is what he said, Black. He said if you're not paying $100 for a haircut, then you whack. Is basically what he's saying. That's what he said.
But that's the mindset of this generation. Is what I'm proposing.
But he's not this generation. He's more closer to our generation.
I agree. So I'm not shooting the messenger, but I'm taking. But the message is spot on.
Nah, I don't agree with the message. I hear you, but I don't agree with the message.
I don't agree with the message, but I think it's accurate.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I don't personally.
Oh, okay.
So I'm gonna say this for the sake of the conversation, just to show y'all where I come from. It's the reality of your environment. So, like we said, Jalen's rich, but I'm gonna show y'all something. My barber, he went to jail like 2 years ago. And so I did not understand how much of an emergency it was for me to find a person to cut me and my boy's hair. And, my barber, he was cutting my hair for over a decade, you know what I'm saying? And so when he got locked up, I was like, man, I had to go all the way back in the Rolodex to find somebody, an old partner I used to, I still kick it with, and I was driving almost an hour away, but and he was hitting me up 3 times what I was paying for. And again, that's my dude. So I get what was happening for me. I'm getting the hometown discount being that dude. But at the same time, I couldn't knock him. What'd you say? I'm sure he still do. I don't even know what you talking about.
You said he got locked up.
You said he got locked up. She said, I'm sure he's still.
He out now, clown. Because I'm back doing her.
Between his legs, get their hair braided. That's what she said.
You know what? I'm not this. I don't know how we keep getting on booty with her. Only us. Only us. But this is what I want to say. I want to show y'all something. In a world of my barber, like he goes to a certain town that doesn't have a black barber. Mm-hmm. And so what he did was he hustled. He got these jokers to get gold cards. And so whenever they come in, if the shop is full, they can get somebody to get up out the seat.
Right.
And they paying upwards to 100, 200, 250 for just one haircut, just so they can get out. So it's a different world no matter what. I'm just showing y'all, like, people out here, man, that just spending money just to flaunt. And so I agree with Craig. If you got, I think it was somebody just said, if you got $100 cut or $45 cut, it just depends on the barber. Because I promise you, I done seen somebody that hit you up for $90 and still got that edge up going 90 down. It don't look right. But he worked really hard on it, but y'all didn't know he was cockeyed. Okay.
Oh, God damn. Okay.
I'm just saying. So here it is, y'all. At the end of the day, I think it's just about where you are in your space. And listen, if you go to the football game, basketball game, that same Powerade gonna cost you $10 when it costs you $1.69 in the gas station. It's convenience. And so I remember I wanted to be like Diddy. Diddy barber, when he used to do the reality shows, his barber would just walk in his office and cut his hair. But he was paying him like $500 a week. Okay, you can do that, but we can't. So Anyway, I just thought it was interesting to see him say all that and go, what'd you say, Demi? Yes, I know people that fly their barber. Exactly.
Yeah, I know
Exactly.
that too. But yeah, that's big
Exactly.
ballers right there.
Yeah. So again, I just wanted to see how close we were to the reality. And apparently it depends on proximity and what you got going on in your environment. So all right, then, that was pretty interesting conversation. I don't know how booty and hair came in together. Son, yes, sir. What you need,
man? Hey, that was Devin and Black that started that. You know them. You know them the two that's always getting in trouble on the show. Them two right there.
Yeah, like she said, she can't party with Adam. So here, thank you, party hard. All right.
right.
All right, what we got next, man? Oh man, we is really moving slow, but it's all right. All right, Kenny, what you got, bro? Let's get into this thing.
Yeah, let's get into this thing. Get on out of here real quick. We're talking about my man, Coach Prime. You know, he's at University of Colorado. But boy, he made a statement that kind of raised some eyebrows. It definitely raised mine. Coach Prime says he was on the Rich Eisen show, and he says that for his recruiting purposes, there's certain positions that he only recruits from a two-parent household, and that is the quarterback position. And he want his defensive lineman to come from a one-parent household, to be raised by their mama. And I quote, this is what he says. Well, we have different attributes: smart, tough, fast, disciplined, with character, Sanders said. Now, quarterbacks are different. We want mother, father, dual parent. We want that kid to be a 3.5 GPA and up because he has to be smart, not bad decisions off the field at all, because he has to be a leader of men, and so many different attributes in what we look for when we see a quarterback. But now when he recruiting offensive linemen and defensive linemen, he says, like offensive lineman, he said he looks for dual parent homes as well. But on the defensive side of the ball, the coach looks for a different set of characteristics. He wants his defensive line to come from a single mama, trying to get it. He wants him to be on free lunch. He's trying to rescue mama, like mama barely made the flight, and I just want him to go get it. So basically, he says he wants his defensive line to be more hungrier than the other positions. And I kind of raised my eyebrows to all that, man. And I just want to start with you, Black. What's your thoughts on Coach Prime and these attributes he looked for?
It's offensive, in my personal opinion. I get what he's trying to say. Sometimes it's not what you say, it's how you say it, you know. But to relegate characters playing a game of football to parenting styles, that's no different than what was thrust upon African Americans for years, that a black person can't be a quarterback because their IQ is not as smart as a white quarterback. It's offensive. I'm the product of a single parent home. You know, here I sit before you. Don't get it twisted, you know, with my crazy ass. I have my master's degree. I'm accomplished. You know, this is my lead black persona. Don't get it twisted. I work in the real world for white corporate America every single day and wear that mask. And I come from the ghetto, from Harlem. I grew up with real rats and real roaches. And I was raised with a certain level of values, coming from a single parent household in New York way before it was gentrified like it is now. So it's offensive to say that, especially coming from an African American. I get what you're trying to say, but you're offending so many single mothers out there who are raising their kids with the same values that anybody else would. It's offensive.
Black, and I you couldn't have said it better than me. And when I read it, I was offended. I'm a product of a single mother. I came from a single black mother. I had a 3.8 GPA when I came out of high school. So basically he's saying that guys like us, we couldn't play quarterback for him. So yeah, I was offensive. And y'all know I'm a Coach Prime guy, but I can't rock with him on this one. He should have kept those comments to himself. Even if he does prefer that, and that's cool. I don't think you should have stated that on that type of platform. Miss Devin, I know you was a single mother, you have sons. How does it make you feel to know that Coach Prime think of your son maybe not adequate enough to play a certain position on his team?
Can I be honest? That bothered me, and the reason is when certain people, when certain white people hear a Black person say things like that, I feel like it's going to be shared all across the media to say this is what he's saying about you. Because when you hear about single parent households and one parent households, you immediately think of Black people. Even if we're not the dominant, because it's just because we're less of the population. But that's the first thing you think about. And I just think once you get to a certain place in life, there's such thing as kitchen table talk. And that's the kind of thing that he should have a conversation with his best friend in the living room when they're watching the game. You know, like, I noticed that the boys that come from such and such, I can't put them there but you never say that out loud.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? On that type of platform, because I bet you that statement was shared more by non-Black people than Black people.
Yeah. And you know, now what Coach Prime has done, he's opened that can now where white coaches and stuff, and they think they can start saying these types of same thing about Black players or Hispanic players. So anyway, I'm with what you said, Devin. Brother Brenton, I know you got something to say. What's your thoughts on this?
I guess I'm gonna be lead Black here because I inherently have to disagree. Sorry, folks. no. So listen, this is the thing about for where I stand. I believe we have to. It's very hard to hear people properly if you don't have real relationship with them. I think that's a problem with reality and then social media, is because we think we know somebody just because we are led into their lives a little closer. Like, I know y'all, like Black, you said it before. I may offend a lot of people. You never offend me because I know how you are, right? And so my thing is, I hear what Deion says because I play football. I know what he means by what he's saying, although it may not be politically correct. He wants somebody, when you playing defense, you can't be intellectual. You can't be the person that's looking. It's more technique when it comes to offense. It's more about being a dog and fighting through the pound or the war of getting between these guys. So you do have to have a certain mindset because you're fighting against literally the world. And sometimes you're double team, you're triple team. Sometimes. So I get what he's coming from, but I hear you. It don't sound good to people that don't know him. Yes, that's true. And again, if he said that to me and I wanted my son to play defense, would I probably get offended? Yeah, but it's Deion, so it's like he earned the right to say whatever he want to say in football. Now, can he talk about religion like he do? No.
I get you, Brent, but we can't give him a pass all the time. Come on, now you pigeonholing.
And I was going to ask only one question, especially coming from a man of faith, and you don't even have to answer it.
I will.
But like I said, because I don't want to go down the pigeonhole, but do you believe words have power? Just that simple question.
Yes, I do. And yes. And again, that's why I said, so even in this religious, people didn't understand Jesus, even when he was speaking in plain terms. Mm-hmm. And it's because they did not know him and they had their own agenda. And again, like you said, we could take that, but that we'll go and that'll take too long. So all I'm saying is it's very difficult. So here's where I say Deion is wrong. You're wrong for saying it in public because it's going to distract a lot of people that would have liked to come.
That's all we're saying. That's what Devin said. That was the point she made. That's what she was saying. Yeah. Now, if you were sitting in that,
they're not saying the same thing. Yeah.
And that's all we're saying. But your platform, it matters because you just put fodder on the board for white coaches to say, see.
Okay.
Candace Owens probably already DM'd him. High fiving him.
So let me ask y'all this then. So y'all saying if he said it in private, cool.
I said from the beginning, I get what he's trying to say.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
If I'm sitting around the table with a single mom, I have no problem telling her, look, y'all trying to get out this situation. I want you to play my defensive tackle because I know where you come from. I'm looking at
right.
It's not what you say. It's the time.
And that's the danger of him being so arrogant and has had very few failures in his life.
And you know, Dion like to talk.
Yeah,
You always got to be careful about the people that like to talk all the time because they be saying all kind of crazy stuff. So anyway, and he was on the Rich Eisen podcast, so that went to probably 6 million plus ears that heard that.
He may regret that one. You're right.
But I'm a Coach Prime. I'm a still, he's still my guy, but I can't rock with him on this one. I get what he was saying, but he should have kept that in. Right. Should have kept that in house, in my opinion.
Okay.
So that's our sports segment. That's our sports segment, Brenton.
Yes, sir. Brother. That was a good one. Listen, man, y'all, we got some stuff that we can talking about, man. We can spend an hour on all of them if you want to. Yeah, that's some good stuff. Okay, man, where we at next? Facebook ain't free. It's gonna be for me because I'm not paying for it.
Me too.
I wish I would. So apparently, but it's gonna be people again. The same fools getting them haircuts. The same fools gonna get their Facebook.
Right.
Y'all just better check my videos and y'all to make sure this is who I am on my page because I ain't. So now they want to make these blue checks that's supposed to be like the authenticity of who you are. Apparently that's what that's about. So Instagram, Facebook, if you want people to know it's really you, you're gonna pay for it now. A monthly subscription is going to allow you. Now I don't know what that means for the rest of us. I'm pretty sure they're gonna do something to us because here's the analogy. Remember when you had unlimited data, but they didn't tell you in the fine print that you got unlimited data for 5 gigs, but 6 on out, you're gonna be on like real low.
Yes, I remember that. Yes, sir, I do. I caught me slipping a couple of times,
man. So I see where this is headed. So we ain't gonna get something, and then it's gonna force people to want to get it. I don't. They're gonna have to force me because I don't really care about that. So I just want to know from the family, y'all plan on buying
not even nothing to think about.
I didn't think so. So, well, all right. We just reporting the news to y'all, so y'all know that it's coming down the chute. So, if you really want somebody to know who you really are, well, have y'all ain't putting y'all real name. Sonya, Soldier for Life, Woman of the Night, Johnson. Who needs all their names?
Tanya Twerk, Tamara Thomas,
Right. Alicia, always on her grind. Jackson, enough people.
Yeah, it's enough of that. I'm with you. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. All right. I just want to let y'all know that's what's coming down the chute. What we got next? Demi says because people rarely listen to the message of what you are trying to convey, but more so the attention getter. That may be a plot to what Dion was doing, but the dogs know what he meant. That's just all, and somebody gonna try to take it. What Miss Tori said, I ain't paying for no blue check. Do not hardly go on either one mainly, but be on YouTube. Right on. I get you. All right. Sisters up. What you got for us, man? Who business you in today?
Very quickly, because I know we tight on time, but y'all know all I do is mind my business because that's what I do. But I happen to be on site on social media. It's on site. And they made a post of this Black lady who happened to be sleeping in her vehicle and someone was trying to steal her catalytic converter from her car. She heard a noise, woke up, drove, ran over them, got charged with homicide.
What?
And it made me think of times where people who have been charged with something when someone broke into their home, they shot an intruder and then they got charged with a crime, or the intruder who was robbing them was leaving their house, trip, fell. They can literally sue you for an injury. Clearly, this lady must not be from Florida because, they're a little different as far as how you can protect yourself. But I just want to know if somebody's trying to injure you, cause harm to you, unalive you, do you think you should be able to take them out of here and tell them, I'm sorry for your bad luck? Brenton, where you at with that?
Well, listen, Texas don't play. We have the right to carry, conceal, and kill. I mean, I can't say that. Oh, okay. Sorry. Yeah. So, again, stand your ground. I don't think we have that in Texas, but we have something similar to that. So, I I don't have no problem. It reminds me of that girl who shot her boyfriend on self-defense, and she spent more time in jail than any of the other people that have killed. I keep saying that word, has unalived a lot of our black young men. So we say stealing is not. What do you say? Stealing is not a reason to end someone's life. Why not? Steal the right thing.
Depends on where they at.
Well, listen, when we was talking about haircuts and butts, and you steal some of that, you got to go.
Oh boy,
you got to, okay. I'm just, so yeah, listen. I'm okay with it. Just listen. Do to anybody else you want to. Just don't do it for me, because I'm just not there. It ain't me.
Ken, if you worked at a supermarket or a gas station and somebody tried to rob you, do you think it'd be all right to take them out of here?
You damn right. That's all I got.
If it's somebody else's money,
that was quick.
If it's
hey, when I take them out, it's gonna be quick too. So yeah, you damn right. Gotta go. That's all I can tell them.
Gotta go right now. Huh? Yes. All right, brother Black. Do you think, like she said, you think somebody's life is worth a catalytic converter?
Absolutely. I only know one way to think about it. You know, when you violate my personal space, and stealing to me is one of the worst things. It's a violation of who I am. I ain't bothering nobody. I'm sitting in my apartment. If I'm sitting in my car, I'm gonna do everything in my power to end you. You come to this store here, I don't know how to softly assault somebody. I don't know how to give them soft words. My job is, if you enter this store and you're not welcome, I get jostled out of my sleep, I'm going to try to end you. You're not going to. My goal is for you to never make it to another apartment. If I get in my car and you reach your arm in there, I'm going to drag you through every light and scrape you up against as many poles. So when I finish, I have your arm in my vehicle, and then I'll face the consequences.
Okay. Well, Brittany, I think there's a couple ways you can look at this, because I ain't gonna lie, even as a female, you come up in my house, if I don't shoot you, it's just because I couldn't get to my gun fast enough, because, you know, I need to see if it's really powerful enough to get you in one shot or two. But at the same time, if I work in Dollar General and you in the back stealing chips, I don't give a damn. Those ain't my chips. But if you come in my kitchen and steal my chips and I don't know who you are, you got to go for Doritos. It just depends on the situation.
Right.
I mean, I'm not going to harm, of course, my children. But if you're a stranger and you come into my personal space and I feel threatened, I don't know what to tell you. You know what I'm saying? I feel like there should be consequences for actions. And if I had to get out there and get it out the mud, you need to go out there and get it out the mud too. And plus, my neighbor back here ain't trying to be funny in that. He had his catalytic converter stole. I heard the crackhead can get about $50 for it. It cost him thousands to repair his vehicle. You gotta go.
That's right.
Yeah.
You gotta go. All right. Well, now I'm gonna go. Back to my
well, all right. Thank you, ma'am. I appreciate that. What you say? At all the Word Up magazines I've confiscated, I would.
But Brittany, I think that's different. This situation, this woman was sleeping in her car. This dude tried to steal her catalytic converter.
Exactly.
She woke up and she just drove. So hey, he got what he got.
Crime.
That's what it is. So
the punishment fits the crime. Listen, and I'm telling you,
and to me, you taking that gamble. I just moved from the building to Brian. I walked down the hall. I seen a box that I thought looked pretty good. I reached down and got it from time to time. Now, if somebody would have opened their door up and split my fat skull, I would have deserved it.
Right.
Wow.
That's true.
That's the truth.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess it's all about risk and reward. So,
right.
Just be careful.
There you go.
If you think the reward is great enough, then go ahead and try it. I'm just telling you. Listen, I'm just telling you. Just call me lucky number 7, because you rolled me on the first one. Craps.
Yeah.
It's gonna cost you. This is gonna cost you. So, all right, man, where we at next? Yeah. So listen, you guys, there was a gentleman that this is ridiculous. This is happen. This is why I really want my kids to really. I need to be close to them while they're in school. So, Michigan man, again went on a rampage. They haven't said why. What it was in Ohio, right?
No, Michigan State University.
Michigan. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I just
Michigan State, not
Yeah.
Michigan. Just Michigan
Right,
State.
Michigan State. Right. And so he just randomly went into one of the facilities where there were a lot of young people, and I think he took out 3.
Yeah, it's 3. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So
Injured 5, I believe. It was
Yeah.
3. Yeah, injured 5.
yeah. So this is what I want to ask to you all. Again, it was a brother. And this is what really caught my eye this time, because I haven't really seen the news when it's us. They really lean towards mental health. They don't normally do us like that. They do the other ones like that, but they don't do us. But I seen some video of this dude, and he looked like he was like the police officer said, "Hey, man," they had a flashlight on. Say, "Hey, you got a weapon?" Yeah. It's like, what's wrong with you? So I don't know what's really influencing people to want to do things. And I mean, again, he had charges before this.
Yeah.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
So Black, how you see this situation?
As far as his mental capacity,
His mental capacity, and how we have allowed people that have records to continue to hold guns.
so to me, that's the bigger issue right there. When America is about guns, and so regardless of which party gets in office, the National Rifle Association, they're bigger than both the parties. This is about money, and so we're not going to get a grip on it, despite what all the politicians say. Assault on on assault weapons and the ban on them and this and that. America is the murder capital of the world. We're the only country that deals with that. We're also the only industrialized nation that mistreats this mental illness. We won't even recognize and have universal health care. We got so many problems, and it's one big hodgepodge all meeting at the center. So when you got the jails that's overcrowded, it's easier to get a gun than it is to get anything else. And the mentally ill are walking the street, and we won't even recognize that for what it is as a true national problem. Not to mention, you add the added elements of drugs. What do you expect? This is not going anywhere, people. Now, to the point you made, how they're going to put the face on it is different. You're right. Because when it's an African-American person, then, we're portrayed as animals and out of control. And then when it's somebody else, then it's a problem. This is America.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Devin, again, I think it's more or less, it's not a race problem, but I believe it's part of the problem because there's so many these, and again, he fits the profile of the demographic of the people who are doing this, the middle-aged man, uneducated. And it's like, it's not that hard to fix, but we won't. I mean,
I just think we gotta, I don't know. I think somehow we need to see something, say something more seriously, because somebody knew how this person talked, or somebody knew he had access to a gun and he wasn't right. Like, there's certain people that you can think of now. If you saw that individual with a gun, you'd be like, wait a minute now. You know what I'm saying? So it also makes me feel like sometimes in certain places where, people are going to be gathering, especially when children are involved, maybe we just need more people around with a weapon. I don't want to put everybody somewhere with a weapon, and I don't want to start this open carry thing, because that's not always the answer either. But sometimes when you got somebody around who is open carrying, maybe one person would have been shot versus 3. I don't know, because we're not going to do anything about our mental health.
Yeah.
So we might just have to start taking folks out, and we might see less of it. I don't know what the solution is.
Okay, so to Devin's point, Kenny, and I do have a little issue with what you're saying, only because everybody is making up their own morality. Like everybody everybody determine their own truth, determine what is right. Everybody has their own levels of like standards. And so when we do that, I can see us taking the brunt of stuff because folks, anyway, I mean, Kenny, I know there's no solution, and the authorities' hands are tied because of the laws that we have.
Right.
I don't have an answer, but I'll just let you just comment.
My comment is I was able to read the CNN story where they talked to the shooters, his dad and his sister, and the father said that after the shooter's mother died, I think about 2 years ago, they noticed a change. He was had a lot of weird behavior. He started wanting to have guns. And he would hold himself up in the room. He lived with his father, and he would not come out of his room. So, and I hate to be finger pointing and pointing blame at anybody because this is a tragic situation. But I think the father and the sister, they knew it was something right with him. They should have they should have figured out a way to get this gentleman into a mental health facility or something, because they saw the signs 2 years ago, and he was able to continue to buy guns. He had a record of and so the whole system is broken. Again, we sitting here, we're talking about it. I don't know what the solution is, but in this particular instance, I think this is where our community as Black folks, we got to do better by, instead of saying little Johnny crazy and just pray about it. We gotta help him get some help for himself or herself, in my opinion.
Yeah. That's funny you say that because normally we do laugh at the kids who's doing silly things at young age, and I know they do it, but at the same time, we have to. There has to be some balance here. You got to balance. Okay. All right. One more thing before we get to Black. 50 Cent signed a deal with Fox. I mean, this dude does not go away.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah, multi-year, multi-millions of dollars broadcast. So they want him to create cartoons, adult cartoons, and so right, live action. I really hope we just don't go to the booty thing again with this part, but like Family Guy and The Simpsons. So I just wanted to know, we've done it. We've seen Eddie do it. We've seen Bill Cosby do it. I mean, do we need another animated show, especially from a 50 Cent?
I would love it. Be honest with you. Yeah, because 50 Cent is the biggest petty troll on the freaking internet. So he's gonna come up with something that's gonna be hilarious. Because he's gonna troll. He ain't gonna put no hit rap records out no more, because them days are gone. But he damn sure know how to troll and be petty on the internet. So yeah, I think he could create a animation that would probably be hilarious.
But
so in my opinion.
Okay, but Devin, this is my question to you. Don't you think he would be better suited to do something on cable and not? Well, I guess they changed
Family Guy on Fox.
Yeah, but him, his stuff ain't funny unless he's being raunchy.
I don't know. I ain't a big fan of 50, ain't gonna be honest. I like his music, but I ain't a fan of him. I'm just tired of the people who are already multimillionaires, almost billionaires, becoming bigger. You know what I'm saying? I just think there's a lot of young comics and people in college and going to school for animation. I just think there's other ways that could have happened without involving 50 Cent. I mean, we had the Boondocks that was somewhat.
That was good.
You know what I'm saying? I just don't think it was necessary to utilize 50 Cent. Like, I just think there's other ways that could have been done. There's a lot of young upcoming comic. Earthquake ain't never caught a break. Earthquake still drink out of solo cups and probably still drive a Chrysler. I mean, why couldn't they have used other people that are funny other than 50 who already has all the money in the world? I'm just being honest. There's so many young comedians that I've seen here lately that probably could have done a better job.
Wow. I hear you. I mean, Black, is he better suited for prime TV, or should he just have stayed on YouTube?
No, look, I think it's a good fit. Ironically, while I agree with Sister Devin, there probably are better candidates out there, and certainly even more talented people. But Kenny also has a point. 50 Cent, has managed to walk the fine line between this generation and speaking to them, because he has a gift of being able to matriculate through the Twitter and the videos, and to stay in touch with that younger generation, stay just relevant enough, and be creative enough to entertain people who thirst for entertainment. So while I agree with you, Devin, the one commodity that's ruling right now is fame. Take a look at the Super Bowl that we just finished. The majority of the commercials, they hired famous people to hawk the products. So they literally are moving away from discovering new talent. And so while 50 Cent may be all of these things, but he's tapped into a lane and has a way to balance those things. It's no coincidence that The Simpsons is now the longest running show on TV, period, bar none.
Yes,
bar
like
none.
30 seasons.
You know, and
Almost
so
40.
he's taking advantage of striking while the iron is hot. Now, the reality is, with the attention span of this generation, I give it 5 years at best.
Right. It can't be a 30.
Bring on Bruce.
Maybe one season. I don't know. He may get 2 seasons. It just depends.
He can't do a 30-minute sitcom because they ain't gonna sit there long enough to watch it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, hey, I ain't gonna knock the brother for his hustle. Listen, if they want to give you the money, go ahead and try it, brother.
I know that's right.
Yeah,
I wish
so
they need to give me a deal. They need to give Black a deal, and Devin. Yeah, we need to get some of that money.
We all need to get some.
TFG Tonight need to get some of that money. Fox, come on.
I can write a
and I can tell him off the top of the dome. I know a lot of your mama jokes. Yeah. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all. We are at the very important part of this show, and Lee Black will talk to you all right now. Lee, holler at him for a second, busting out the frame.
And in the interest of time, I'll try to be brief. But it's one thing we've seen just even watching this one episode of this show. The complexities of our culture is so rich that even amongst a panel of 4 people, how we're able to glide in and out of politics, entertainment, sports, religion, and agree to disagree without being disagreeable. It speaks to the beauty of our culture. And in honor of Black History Month, I just want to tell my Black people that I always talk about staying woke. Now I want to talk to us about not going back to sleep. Because what's happening right in front of our eyes is history is trying to be reframed. While we get February as the month to serve Black history, it's no coincidence. We all know that it's the shortest month. It's no coincidence that today, February 20th, is President's Day. You know, that they would interject that in there. And everywhere we look, you know, we can squeeze all of our rich culture into 28 days. And so I want to tell people for the fact that don't go to sleep on what's happening under the covers of midnight. We talked about Governor DeSantis. Did you guys know that right here in February 2023, it's the first time ever that they've made revisions to the Advanced Placement Courses Test? That's the College Board, which administers AP courses. And even though this organization has been around since 1900, they're only now getting around to offering classes on African Americans. But Governor DeSantis, he had it rejected in Florida on the basis that it significantly lacks educational value. So to talk about African Americans, it has no value. And because of that, the College Board removed any references to the Black Lives Movement. California is the only state to mandate ethnic studies as a grad requirement, but that don't take effect until 2 years. Why do you think that the midterm elections was so important, folks? Don't go back to sleep here. Arizona just elected its newly elected state superintendent. Is the same individual that ever since 2010 has been championing banning ethnic studies from all instructions. We even think about the highest grossing movie of all time. It's not Wakanda. It's not a Marvel movie. It's Gone with the Wind, 1939. Highest grossing movie of all time when you consider inflation. This movie depicts white nationalists, which were mass murderers, as dashing leading men and women. Not to mention that even if you visit our nation's capital, you know what greets us when we go to Washington, D.C.? 19 statues, busts, and paintings of the Confederates. That's what greets families. That's what greets children. Abe Lincoln and George Washington are heralded as the fathers of this country. And meanwhile, we don't talk about all of the rich contributions of African American brothers and sisters. So I want to encourage my people here. Don't let them squeeze us into 1 month, because it's white history, 12 months of the year. We only got 28 days. Don't let them push us into the frame. We've got to bust out of it. And I said earlier on this show, we are the richest culture on the planet. We have to not go to sleep and stay awoke and recognize our value and stop placing so much importance on fame and shaking our ass and shiny gold things. We have a hell of a lot more to offer everybody, but we have to offer it to ourselves first. Stay woke.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Appreciate it always. Yes.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Miss Toria, I remember the Proud Family. They got a new season. So if your grandson,
Yeah, Proud
great-grandson,
Family. It's a
that's a good
good
one.
too. The reboot is really good. Yeah.
Yeah. She said every time I'm turning around, they changing books, banning. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. This where we are imploding. So,
whatever happened to that cartoon Baby Kids?
it died with Robin Harris.
Yeah. That was a one hitter quitter, Devin. That was it.
I really hope 50 don't do the stereotypical type of cartoons. I don't want to see that crap. Just do something decent. So all right, y'all. Listen, great show. I appreciate it. I again, I thank you all for your contribution to this world, that we are giving people an opportunity to articulate and to hear views again that are not just popular because somebody said, hey, this is what we think, and we all should just meander and just pander along with the culture and what they think. Now we're gonna see how we feel. So I appreciate y'all. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is final thoughts time, and let's start with my sister Devin. Ma'am, can I have your final thought, please?
Sure. I kind of want to piggyback off of that Deion Sanders thing. I'm actually a big fan of Deion. I've always been a big fan of Deion. And what I was really trying to say, which I think it was understood, is I know a lot of things that we say, even to each other, you know what I'm saying? Because it almost feels like there's only the people that are in the comments and us watching. So we feel more comfortable saying things. But we wouldn't say it at our job, in our office, to where people can kind of judge us and look, down on us for the things we say about people. And I just think that Deion has a huge voice. And there's so many things that people can say, like Deion, who we know the undertone that he was trying to, create and to leave us with. But people are going to take little pieces out of that and turn it into a negative against us, to kind of continue to reflect on our culture negatively and try to make people believe that we're not intelligent enough, smart enough, focused enough to do almost anything. Because we all know kids who were raised in single parent households, whose parents were the most strict on them than people who were raised. I know people raised in 2-parent households where the daddy a thug and he teaching his kid to not be ish. Kids selling drugs by the time they're 15. So sometimes 2-parent households ain't what that is. So I get what he's saying. I just wish sometimes that people would think about what they're saying. I'll say in mixed company, because not everybody means well by you. That's it.
Agreed. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. That is the truth. Brother Black, give us something good.
Yes, sir. Can you post Miss Demi J's comment? Because she nailed it. She said, yes, it's time to be intentional. We need to make it our business to participate in our everyday lives and communities. Our culture makes too much money to ask for permission to be seen and accepted. I made it to 55 years old this year, and I couldn't have said it better. I am going to be unapologetically Black, and I'm going to embrace my people and all of their faults. And so I invite us to do the same. And I'm not talking about the characteristics and the things that drag us down, but I'm talking about all of the things that enrich who we are as a people, and embracing the young, the old, and everything in between, because we have to truly recognize our value. Now, I'm not going to go around calling us kings and queens. We haven't earned that yet, but I will say we are the most valuable commodity on this planet. Let's act like it.
Man, thank you so much. We definitely can't call us kings and queens because we don't know who some of us think we both. I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, man, there you go. Here we go. I thought we was getting ready to get up out of here without somebody not showing out. Here we go.
What is the truth? Craig, I appreciate it, brother. I really do. I appreciate it, my brother. Thank you so much. I don't think we got enough time, and Devin traveled too much, so she couldn't get on here like that.
Yeah, thank you, brother Craig. We appreciate that already.
Thank you, Miss Toria.
Yeah, thank you, Miss
I
Toria.
appreciate it so much. Thank you so much. All right, listen, y'all. This is my final thought, and I need y'all. Y'all got y'all thinking caps on?
We didn't get Brother Kenny.
Oh man, my bad, Brother Kenny. Don't please.
Oh, this is what we doing?
Oh, no, sir.
Oh, am I gonna have to leave the studio?
No, please don't.
Oh, okay.
Please don't. I apologize.
I won't be before you very long, as the ministers say at church. My final thought is gonna be real quick. I'm gonna talk about my man Jalen Rose with his David Ruffin. I know you want to leave me, but I refuse to let you go. Haircut, brother. Don't be thumbing your nose up at us because you can pay $100 for a haircut. And the haircut you didn't pay for, you need to you should have paid for that. Be honest with you. So anyway, Jalen Rose, brother, you got to do better, man. Don't do us like that, brother. Man, and get a better haircut. Anyway, that's my final.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Man, listen, Kenny got the patience of a lamb. Man, I know he be wanting to get at me sometimes, brother. I just be running off at the mouth and I forget. I apologize. But I didn't burp this time, so I think I'm in good shape.
Well,
so
glad you didn't. Thank you. Appreciate that.
I muted my microphone. So, okay. All right. Demi say I'm 45. It's time to change. You're right. But what's coming behind you? I don't know. We're in trouble. All right. So listen, I need y'all to put y'all thinking caps on right quick because I'm gonna ask y'all a question. Y'all gonna have to think about this. Out of a scale of 1 to 10, how well can you pay attention while being distracted?
Almost.
10 being you can do it. 1 means not so
7.
much.
7.
Black say 7.
I say 7. I say 7.
7.
Yeah.
Okay. 3 7s. You a 5. No, you ain't paid. Okay. Anyway. It's just crazy. Okay. So listen. Yes. All of that, Miss Demi. Miss Toria. Thank you so much. Okay. So I have a question. I'm going to show you a video. And you're going to see 3 people, and they're going to have plates in their hands. And I want you to be able to tell me what's the difference between all 3 of them with plates in their hands.
I saw this the other day.
Did y'all see the difference in the plates in the hands?
You only had 1 plate.
That's right. And the other ones had how many?
Like 4.
Yeah, like they had like 2. Look like they had 2 on each arm. Yeah. Okay.
Right. So let's show it one more time so y'all can literally see it, and I'm gonna tell y'all what the problem was. There's a reason why that fool only had 1 plate in his hand. And that's because he couldn't handle the pressure, you know what I'm saying, of carrying 2 plates. So again, y'all got a 7. That was right. The problem is we have to learn how to focus while also being distracted. And secondly, don't go to that food restaurant when he's working because you just might not get your food on time. Just so you know. Miss Toria said hello.
That brother felt like a cartoon character. You know how them cartoon characters be falling? I thought he died. I thought the brother died the way he laid out. He
at least need a broken jaw or something. Right. We say, Craig, some people think Jalen got the Steve Harvey special.
Right, Craig.
Well, yeah. That sounds fun to me. Listen, y'all, fantastic show. I appreciate y'all. That is Devin, that's Lee, and that's Kenny, and he need to get out of my picture. And we'll see y'all on Monday.
Peace.